Hi guys, it's Adele, and I know that this is a complete different video, but I wanted to bring awareness to this stomach thing that I'm going through, and basically I'm going to tell you my story of how I noticed something was wrong and now how I got a diagnosis and everything else. So I hope to those who do have this as well, I hope you know that it does get better and you're not alone and you're not crazy. And I hope I can help you feel somewhat better. So H. pylori is a bacterial disease that screws with your stomach lining, and it can also cause you ulcers and really bad stomach pain. This virus can make you extremely sick, and it can be very uncomfortable to have. And unfortunately, this has been the most painful thing I've ever gone through with my stomach. And on top of that, I am battling a neurological disease, so both of them clashing with each other hasn't been very fun. But luckily, I'm trying to stay positive and do what I can to get through this really shitty time. I knew something was wrong when I kept on eating foods, such as healthy stuff or whatever I would. Sometimes I go to the bar out with friends or whatever, and I would always have stomach acid, and I never knew why. And then I noticed a lot of times I was bloating after everything I ate, and I was like, okay, that's a little odd because I've never bloated. Even when I had my period, I never bloated with my period either. And unfortunately, I had this bug for a long time, and I've noticed weird symptoms with my period as well. And I don't know if it goes hand in hand with it, but it's just stuff that I found kind of odd at the time. When I was having bad episodes with the H. pylori, the symptoms that I had was awful. The pain that I endured is something I wouldn't wish on anybody to go through. I had constant gurgling in my stomach because it felt like I haven't eaten for years. Really terrible stomach acid. Horrible bloating. Terrible stomach cramps. And then I also felt nauseated, very sick and dizzy. And the pain that I felt in my stomach was like no other. It made me feel sick. And the worst episode I had was a year ago when I was doing the farmer's market. I had a really bad flare-up of this. Yet I was stupid enough to still go busk, but I almost passed out from the pain. I absolutely knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what it could have been. And the worst thing about this stomach disease or whatever is it goes so misdiagnosed. Nobody knows you have it unless you do certain things. Get your stool checked, or you do this breath thing, or, other stuff. But it's really hard to find sometimes. But luckily, my doctor was able to find it from the stool test that I did. I am currently taking medication right now, and this medication makes me very sick. But luckily I'm not having too bad day enough to make this video. So I'm really happy about that. But I'm currently on medication. I have to take these meds for 2 weeks straight. And I'm going to let you know what the worst experience was with this whole stomach thing. My boyfriend and I went on a road trip to Drumheller for about 4 days. And the day that we were supposed to go, the stomach acid that I experienced that day was astronomical. It wasn't anything I could feel before. I just about wanted to go to the hospital. And the thing about me is I have a high pain tolerance. I have gone through a lot with my disease, the neurological one that I have, and I put up with pain when I need to. When I was having a lot of attacks with my disease, I would still go out to do my gigs and stuff. Nothing really stopped me to do anything when it came to pain. But this pain that I endured just about got me going to knocking on the door to the emergency in the hospital. And I was in tears. It was so painful. I was so sick. The stomach cramps that I had that day was awful, terrible. And somehow I went on the trip with him, and on the drive there, I was eating apples and rice Do not do that. Do not eat apples and rice. Apples are supposed to be really good for your stomach if you're on a brat diet and such, but don't do that. With H. pylori, it will make it worse. At least for me, do not do that. That's a horrible mistake. Day 1 going to Drumheller with my boyfriend was hell. It was awful. And I'm so glad I had him there because I was very sick. I used my boyfriend's hot pad and I put it on my tummy on the drive there to Drumheller, and it kind of worked, kind of didn't do much. But I think it was the same day or the second day, and I went out to Tim Hortons and I bought a sandwich, and it was a ham sandwich, and I ate that and I took Tylenol, and it helped a lot. Like, it wasn't awesome, it didn't feel great, but it was enough for me to feel kind of remotely normal. And I was able to go to the museum with him, I was able to do this and that, but I still had really bad painful flare-ups. After the museum, I had the worst flare-up in my tummy that I was having a hard time walking due to my disease, because I have a neurological disease, and he had to hold on to me and take me to the car. I found what really helped with me, at least to calm it down enough to feel somewhat human, was eating a lot of sandwiches, bread. I was eating the wrong fucking things. Do not do what I did, because it will make you even worse. But you see, I treated this whole H. pylori thing as like a brat diet, because I thought that would help with the stomach acid, but it didn't. It made it even fucking worse. So please, the person who has this, do not make the same mistake as me. Eat bread, eat sandwiches, don't eat anything that's fried. Stay away from that. When I was with him, my boyfriend and I went out for dinner, we went out for breakfast. I made sure I stayed away from everything. And I'm a girl who loves fried food, but I stayed away from it, and you should too if you have H. pylori. I somehow managed getting through the trip without too much pain, and I did a really good job staying away from all the trigger foods. But my boyfriend and I went out to this really beautiful place, and it was this really old-fashioned saloon where I think somebody got shot and stuff, but they were serving burgers and fries. And I was like, you know what, my tummy felt okay enough because I was eating the right foods, and I was drinking a shit ton of ginger ale, and I was having Tylenol. I did everything I could. I actually was able to handle the fried fries. So I think it really just sums up to eating something that is the best for your stomach, which is bread, and just don't do fried food. You got to stay away from it. Not forever, but once you go through the 2 weeks of the medication, then you should be okay. That's if you're clear. What I mean by clear is when you're done the 2-week round of antibiotics and all this medication, you have to make sure that the bug is gone, and you have to do more tests. This disease, or whatever, this bug, it's really fucking hard to get rid of. But I want you guys to know that you're not alone, and you're not crazy making up these symptoms. Having H. pylori is not fun, and it is such a horrible bug to get because it is very painful, and it can be so painful it will drive you to the hospital. Pain. But of course I didn't go to the hospital, because what could they do, right? It sums up to taking medications, which I'm on right now, and it's been really hard on my mental health because, you know, I had somewhat an okay time with my tummy there in Drumheller, and then I come back to even worse pain taking meds. I just wanted to make this video because when I look up H. pylori stuff, I mean, there's doctors and little skits of whatever, videos of people being like, oh, this is how you get it. But I want to know what people's symptoms were so I don't feel like I'm fucking crazy. And so I wanted to just help people today who have this and let you know, like, the symptoms that I have could be what you have. Tell me in the comment section what your symptoms were. But when I was camping with my family, my doctor called me and she said, you're positive, you have H. pylori. And again, I did that through a stool test. I know that's gross, but through a stool test was the easiest way. At least that's how they diagnosed mine. But again, there's other ways too, but I think that's the best way to go about it. But what do I know? I don't know for sure. What I do know is this bug does go away, but you can still get it very easily through foods or whatever. It isn't an easy thing to catch, and I didn't know that. And I've been suffering with stomach problems for 3 years, and I didn't know what it was. So I'll give you guys an update video of how the medication helped and tell you if I'm H. pylori free. Hopefully I am. But even so, you are not alone, and I'm so sorry you're going through this too, but just know that, like, if you ever need to reach out to me on my Instagram, or just comment below if you need to reach out to me and talk about it. I will be there for you. I will try to support all the people I possibly can, because trust me, I know this is a shitty thing to catch and it's very, very painful, but just know that you will get through this. You will. I truly hope I helped some people through this video, and again, please know I'm here for you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world watching this. And remember that you're so enough. It's unbelievable how enough you truly are. And to those who have this, just keep positive and you will get through it. And 2 weeks of going through medication isn't fun, because the meds also make you very sick. But at the end of the day, it's worth it, because it's killing the bug. And this bug is really hard to get rid of sometimes. So keep your head up and know that you're going to get through this, and know that it's going to get better. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon.